What if one of the biggest reasons people over 60 begin to lose strength, balance, and independence is not aging itself, but something far more overlooked? For many years, the common belief has been that physical decline is simply a natural part of getting older. People are often told to slow down, avoid effort, and stick to gentle activities like walking or light stretching. While this advice may sound safe, it can sometimes lead to an unintended outcome. When the body is not challenged in the right way, important muscles gradually become weaker and less active. One of the most commonly overlooked areas is the glutes, the muscles around the hips that play a key role in stability and movement. These muscles are essential for standing, walking, and maintaining balance, yet they are often underused in daily routines. Over time, this lack of proper muscle engagement can contribute to reduced mobility and increased risk of falls. It is important to understand that aging does bring changes to the body, but it does not automatically mean losing function or independence. With the right kind of movement and awareness, the body can remain strong and capable. This content is for general educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consider your individual condition and consult a qualified professional if needed. Now here is something that often surprises people. The glute muscles are not just about appearance. They are not only for athletes or younger individuals who spend time in the gym. In reality, they are one of the most important muscle groups for everyday movement, especially as we get older. The glutes play a central role in how your body moves and stabilizes itself. They support your hips, help you stand upright, and allow you to walk with control and confidence. Every time you take a step, stand up from a chair, or maintain your balance, these muscles are working quietly in the background. When they are strong and active, movement feels smoother and more natural. But when the glutes become weak or inactive, the body begins to compensate. Instead of the hips doing their job, other areas like the knees and lower back start taking on more stress than they were designed for. Over time, this can lead to poor posture, reduced stability, and discomfort during simple daily activities. This shift does not happen overnight. It develops gradually, often without clear warning signs, until movement feels harder and less stable. That is why understanding the true role of the glutes is so important. Strengthening them is not about appearance. It is about protecting your body, improving balance, and maintaining the ability to move safely and independently each day. This is not just a theory or a fitness trend. There is growing scientific evidence that helps explain why these changes happen and why they matter so much. Studies in the field of aging and physical activity have shown that weakness in the lower body, especially in the muscles that extend the hips, is closely linked to a decline in mobility in adults over 60. When the glutes are not functioning properly, several subtle changes begin to appear. Walking speed may gradually slow down. Balance may feel less stable, even during simple movements. Over time, these small changes can increase the risk of losing confidence while moving. And one of the most serious concerns is the increased risk of falls. Falls are a major factor that can affect independence in later life. They can lead to injuries and make everyday activities more difficult. What makes this important is that many of these risks are connected to muscle function, not just age alone. When the muscles around the hips are strong and responsive, they help the body stay stable and react more effectively to changes in movement. It is important to understand that this information is meant to support general awareness and education, not replace professional medical advice. Individual conditions can vary. However, the evidence consistently shows that maintaining strength in key muscle groups can play a meaningful role in supporting safe and confident movement over time. To understand this even more clearly, we need to look at another important factor that affects the body over time. This process is known as sarcopenia, which refers to the gradual loss of muscle mass as we age. It is a natural change, and research suggests that adults may lose a small percentage of muscle each decade after the age of 30, with the rate increasing later in life. This loss of muscle plays a major role in why movements can start to feel more difficult. Tasks that once felt simple, like climbing stairs or standing up, may require more effort. Strength decreases, and stability can become less reliable. Over time, this can contribute to reduced independence if not addressed properly. But here is the encouraging part. Sarcopenia is not something that has to progress without control. The body remains adaptable, even in later years. With the right kind of movement, muscles can still respond, grow stronger, and function more effectively. Regular resistance-based activities and targeted exercises can help slow down muscle loss and support better mobility. The key is consistency rather than intensity. Small, controlled movements performed regularly can create meaningful improvements over time. This does not require complicated routines or heavy equipment. What matters most is engaging the right muscles and giving the body a reason to stay active and strong. As always, this information is intended for general education. Individual needs may vary, so it is important to consider personal conditions when beginning any new routine. But muscle loss is only one part of the picture. There is another important change that often happens quietly in the background, and many people are not aware of it. This is the connection between the brain and the muscles, often described as neuromuscular activation. As we age, this connection can become less efficient, which means the muscles do not respond as quickly or as strongly as they once did. Even when the muscles are still there, they may not activate at the right time or with enough strength during movement. This can lead to slower reactions, reduced coordination, and a feeling of instability, especially during activities that require balance. You might notice this when stepping quickly, changing direction, or trying to maintain control on one leg. The encouraging news is that this connection can be improved. The body has an incredible ability to adapt when given the right kind of input. Through slow, controlled, and intentional movements, it is possible to retrain how the brain communicates with the muscles. These types of exercises help the muscles learn to activate more effectively and at the right moment. Over time, this can lead to better coordination, improved balance, and more confident movement in everyday life. It is not about moving faster or pushing harder, but about moving with awareness and control. This information is shared for general educational purposes and should not replace personalized guidance from a qualified professional if needed. This leads us to an important idea that often changes how people think about exercise after 60. You do not need intense workouts or complicated routines to make progress. In fact, in many cases, simple and controlled movements can be more effective, especially when the goal is to activate the right muscles safely. When movements are performed slowly and with intention, the body has more time to engage the correct muscle groups. This is particularly important for the glutes, which can become underactive over time. Instead of relying on momentum or speed, controlled exercises encourage deeper muscle activation and better coordination. This not only supports strength, but also helps improve balance and overall stability. Another important benefit of this approach is that it places less stress on the joints. Fast or forceful movements can sometimes increase the risk of discomfort or strain, especially for individuals who are returning to exercise after a long period of inactivity. Slower movements, on the other hand, allow for better control and reduce unnecessary pressure on areas like the knees and lower back. The focus here is on quality rather than quantity. Paying attention to posture, breathing, and smooth movement can make a significant difference over time. This approach also makes exercise feel more manageable and less overwhelming, which can help people stay consistent. As always, this information is intended for general education. It is important to adjust any activity based on your own comfort level and seek guidance if needed. Now that we understand why controlled movement matters, let us begin with the first exercise that helps activate one of the most important muscles for stability and strength. This movement is called the controlled glute kickback, and it is designed to gently wake up the gluteus maximus, the largest muscle in the body and a key driver of safe and powerful movement. To begin, stand facing a stable surface such as a chair or wall, and place your hands lightly for balance. Keep your posture upright and your core engaged. From here, shift your weight onto one leg while keeping a slight bend in the knee. Slowly extend the other leg behind you, keeping the movement smooth and controlled. Lift only as far as feels comfortable, without arching your lower back. Pause briefly at the top, then return the legs slowly to the starting position. The goal is not height or speed, but control and awareness. You may notice that both the moving leg and the standing leg are working together to keep your body stable. Common mistakes include swinging the leg too quickly or leaning too far forward. Moving slowly helps ensure the correct muscles are doing the work. Even a small range of motion can be effective when performed with proper form. This exercise shows that simple movements, when done correctly, can support better posture, improve walking patterns, and help rebuild strength in a safe and steady way over time. Building on that foundation of strength and control, the next movement focuses on something equally important: your balance. One of the first abilities that often begins to decline with age is the ability to stay stable on one leg. This matters more than many people realize, because every step you take while walking briefly places your full body weight on a single leg. The second exercise, the single leg touchdown, is designed to train this exact function in a safe and controlled way. Begin by standing near a stable surface such as a chair or wall for support. Shift your weight onto one leg, keeping a slight bend in the knee. From here, slowly hinge your body forward at the hips while allowing your free leg to extend gently behind you for balance. As you lower your body, reach one hand toward the floor, but only go as far as feels comfortable. Then slowly return to a standing position. The movement should be smooth and controlled, not rushed. Even a small range of motion can be effective, especially in the beginning. This exercise not only strengthens the glutes, but also improves coordination and body awareness. Over time, it can help you feel more stable during everyday activities like stepping, bending, or reaching. If needed, you can modify the movement by reducing how far you lower your body or by using more support. As always, move at your own pace and focus on control and safety. As your strength and balance begin to improve, there is one more important piece that brings everything together, and that is mobility. The third movement focuses on the hips, specifically the deeper muscles that are often overlooked but play a key role in how your body moves and feels each day. This exercise is commonly known as a figure 4 position, and it helps gently activate the smaller stabilizing muscles around the hip joint. These muscles support the larger glutes and allow them to function more effectively. When the hips become tight or inactive, movement can feel restricted, and other areas like the lower back or knees may begin to take on extra stress. To begin, stand near a stable surface and lightly hold it for balance. Shift your weight onto one leg, then cross the ankle of your opposite leg over your standing knee. From here, slowly bend your standing leg just slightly, lowering your body a small amount while keeping your chest lifted. You should feel a gentle stretch in the outer hip and glute area. Hold this position briefly, then return to standing and switch sides. Move slowly and stay within a comfortable range. This movement supports flexibility, improves joint function, and helps the glutes activate more naturally. Over time, it can lead to smoother movement, less stiffness, and greater comfort in everyday activities. As we bring everything together, there is one idea that matters more than anything else. Real progress does not come from doing more. It comes from doing things consistently and with intention. The exercises you have just learned are simple, but when practiced regularly, they can create meaningful changes over time. You do not need long or intense workouts. Even a few minutes, done several times per week, can help your body stay active and responsive. The key is to move with control, stay patient, and allow your body to adapt at its own pace. Small efforts, repeated consistently, often lead to the most lasting results. At the same time, movement is only one part of the picture. Quality sleep allows the body to recover and restore energy. Staying hydrated supports how your muscles function throughout the day. Balanced nutrition provides the building blocks your body needs to maintain strength. These daily habits work together to support your overall well-being. Just as important is your mindset. It is easy to believe that change becomes harder with age, but the body still has the ability to improve. With the right approach, strength, balance, and confidence can continue to grow. This content is intended for general educational purposes and may not apply to every individual. Always listen to your body and consider seeking guidance if needed. What matters most is choosing to care for your health, one step at a time.